Double blind tastings are a beautiful thing because we have no idea what's in our glass. It ensures you get the most honest reactions and review out of whatever this is. Let's get right into it.
Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Erin.
I'm Josh, and we are double blind. We have no clue what we're drinking. It's been drawn at random from our blind sample pool full of a bunch of bourbons and ryes, most of which we've never had before, so there's no familiarity with the products. We're going to smell it, taste it, tell you what we think about it, give it some ratings, and then we'll find out the price and what we're drinking a little bit later on. You get the most honest opinions this way because we don't have any hype or bias or labels to influence us. Let's get right into the nose. Wow. Boy, oh boy.
Very sweet, but I think it's good.
Yeah, it smells really sweet and it almost has like a syrupy note to it.
Yeah, I'm hoping it doesn't taste as sweet as it smells. However, the sweetness that I smell is very pleasant.
Yeah, but there's also there's something weird in here too.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm detecting something weird in here. It almost to me smells like undercooked pancakes.
Oh, I love undercooked pancakes.
That have a mixture of maple syrup and like a fruit syrup on them.
I can get behind what you're saying.
And it's weird because I'm a maple syrup guy and I don't want fruit on my pancakes. Get the fruit off the pancakes. Hang on, down in the comments below. Are you putting fruit on your pancakes for real? Be honest.
I am.
Okay, I know you do. Other than her, are you really putting fruit on your pancakes?
If I do it, other people do it. I can't be the only one. I'm not that special.
Just go butter and maple syrup. It's all sweet like that, and then mix in some savory bacon or sausage.
Fruit is also sweet.
Now, hang on.
you're getting the sweet with the sweet and the sweet and the sweet. Fruit is sweet.
But then you need something savory to anchor it. That's where the sausage comes in.
You need something savory, or you just want something savory?
No, I need something. I'm not eating pancakes with just syrup on them or just fruit junk on them. I gotta have sausage.
Let's get into drinking whiskey.
By the way, sausage with pancakes, far superior to bacon with pancakes.
Disagree.
I know most people probably do. I just grew up eating sausage with pancakes, so. This is almost cloyingly sweet.
Let's taste it and see if it tastes sweet.
This smells like straight up alcoholic red syrup. And you don't know what fruit went into the red syrup, but
just a red fruit.
And the syrup is vibrant red. It's almost like mad, angry, scarlet letter.
I can see that.
For shame red. All right, let's get this on the palate.
Okay.
Is this Texas whiskey? Wow.
Yeah, it's something.
That's crazy. I knew there was something weird on this. It tastes like Texas.
Okay, so how does Texas taste?
It tastes like Texas. It's kind of got like this. It's lived a little bit too long in the heat.
It's very sharp up front.
It feels like it needs some lotion or something.
And then it jumps off a cliff. Like it just dive bombs into dryness, but that's it.
Is something wrong with me today?
No.
We calibrated our palates. We made sure everything tasted right before we started this.
I think this one took us by surprise. Let's take another sip.
Okay.
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 This is not a large distillery. I feel like this is a craft whiskey.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement.
I think that's what I'm getting. That's the funkiness I'm getting is a craft whiskey from a and what I mean by that is from a major distillery.
Yeah, you taste enough major distillery, legacy distillery stuff.
Legacy distillery, that's the word I was looking for.
Or heritage, either one. When you taste something that's not that, kind of stands out. They use different grains, all that, like there's different processes at play. Ooh. And this, to me, I will say, has a very saturated sweetness to it, to the point of almost being cloying.
I feel some heat, too.
Yep, it's not super thick on the palate, but the finish isn't super strong, but it does stick around.
It lasts,
It lingers. It's faint but lingering.
I don't know if I'd say it's faint.
And then there is this kind of aftertaste of grain that's in there. And so for craft, I think...
Excuse me, I'm getting the grain taste up front.
Oh, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's not just at the finish, but you're definitely getting it all through the palate. Yeah. But it lingers. It's what's lingering the longest for me.
Yeah.
The grain flavor and the heat. Now, here's the thing. The grain flavor that's there, it tastes good.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just predominant. It is there. You can taste it. Yeah. It's not a bad flavor. I don't dislike it.
Yeah, it kind of tastes like, like you're on a farm. You're smelling the earth around you. You're smelling the grains around you.
It's not as bad as I feel like you could be if you're on a farm. You're not like you're not by like the pig pen or the horse barn.
No.
You're just on the farm.
No, hang on now. I'm not talking about like a cattle or livestock farm. I'm talking about like a grain farm where they grow grains. I had the whole conversation about grains, and you switch over to pig slop.
Well, when you said farm, I thought animals.
Okay, that's fair. Your dad is a cattle farmer.
And he grows corn and soybeans.
But not in the same place.
He grows grains as well.
Not in the same place, though.
No, the cows are separate.
Right.
And the grains are separate.
Okay, so the farm I was talking about was the grain farm, not the cattle farm.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no cow pies in this. This is...
Ew. Gross.
This smells and tastes just fine. Actually, smells and tastes pretty good for what seems to be craft whiskey. Not necessarily my thing, but I don't dislike it either.
Yeah. I feel like if you said this was Texas whiskey, I have it in my head that this is Texas whiskey. So let's pretend for a second that Josh is right.
I'm probably wrong.
And it is a Texas whiskey. There's a thing with Texas whiskey in me is I don't like usually love them, but I also am so intrigued by them that I don't dislike them.
Yeah. They're just different.
Yeah.
Look, you try enough legacy heritage distillery stuff and everything kind of tastes the same within reason. Like it's a very narrow spectrum. So and by the way, we're way deep in this video. This tastes like bourbon.
Yeah.
It could be a funky, kind of like a funky sweet rye.
It could be.
But it tastes a little bit more bourbony.
Yeah.
The sweetness, the way it's coming through does, at least to me. Because it has like this like red syrup caramel sweetness.
Watch us be totally wrong about everything.
We probably are. But nonetheless, you know what? I forgot my point. I was making. That's totally fine. It probably wasn't important anyway.
Okay. Do you have a rating for this guy? I think so.
I got to take another sip.
Okay.
Give yours while...
Okay.
Or do you need another sip?
I'm going to give this a just okay. Not because I dislike it, but because I don't have to have a bottle of whatever this is in my house. I am intrigued by it, though. So I'm willing to alter my like rating depending on the price. Yeah, so just okay for me.
Yeah. Red syrup, wood immediately. Both those, the sweetness of the red syrup and the wood hit you immediately. Barrel char and wood all throughout, grain on the back end. I'm the same place as you for the exact same reasons. Just okay, not because it's not good. It's just not my thing. I don't have to have a bottle of it.
Yeah.
But it is very interesting, and I could absolutely drink this for sure.
Yeah, it's doing interesting well. Sometimes things try to be too interesting and then they just don't make it.
Yeah.
This is there.
Yeah. We have a couple of different metrics for our ratings here. And so one of mine is, do I want a bottle of it or not? I don't have to have a bottle, so it's just okay.
Yeah.
The other just okay for me is if we were in a social setting and I had a glass of this, or even not social, just if I had a glass of this, would I want another glass? Probably not. I'll move on to something else.
Yeah. You're not a hard pass, but you're probably not.
Right. I'll finish the glass and enjoy it for what it is.
What's the number?
But I'm not going to ask for another glass. Thumbs up would be, I really like this. I want another glass of it as well. So what's the price on this? We're both just okay.
Yeah, this is $120, guys.
Wow, really?
Yeah. I'm going to stay just okay. It is definitely more than I want to spend. However, I'm still intrigued enough by it to not go thumbs down. I still don't have to have a bottle of it. I also don't have to pass on it. I'm intrigued.
Yeah,
Can't say that enough.
This is the type of thing that I'm definitely not going to say it's a hard pass for me.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot to enjoy in here, but I definitely don't need a bottle. I definitely would not have a second glass. It is the type of thing that I would maybe try to bar before you buy it. I can't say thumbs down because it is doing a lot of things really well. It's just the things that it is doing aren't the things that I love the most. And for $120, I better love everything you're doing to get a thumbs up.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
Okay, we're both just okay.
We are drinking Sugarland's Roaming Man Tennessee Rye.
Whoa.
It's not a Texas whiskey. It's not a bourbon.
It is craft, though.
We were wrong on those. It is 100 craft. I was right on that. That's good. It's 122.2 proof.
Yeah, the proof's up there.
And this is thanks to Travis Robeson.
Thank you, Travis.
Sample.
Now, here's the interesting thing. It says $120 because that's what it would cost per 750 milliliter, but this is a Tennessee whiskey. We are in Nashville, Tennessee. We do know that it is sold here in Total Wine and other stores. it's only sold in 375s. So it's actually like I think it's $58 for a 375
But you're
milliliter.
getting less
Right.
than the norm.
So now for something interesting like this to have on hand and to pour for people who like rye or like craft whiskey, would you spend $58 to buy a bottle? Does that change how you feel about it?
I think it's interesting enough that I would, but it would be to share with people. It wouldn't be just for you and me to drink.
Yeah, I would buy it and never drink it myself.
It would
I
be
would have it,
for social situations, just to share and see what other people thought.
Right.
Yeah, I would do that.
Anybody that says they like craft whiskey, I would want them to try this. Anybody that loves rye, I would want them to try this.
Honestly, anyone that says they don't like craft whiskey, I would try this because I typically don't love a lot of craft whiskeys. That's not a hard and fast rule, but there is something about specific craft whiskeys, the grain notes, that I just don't love. They don't jive with me. This is a craft whiskey, and I definitely didn't dislike it.
Yeah.
So if someone says they don't like craft whiskey, this might be a good one for them to try. I obviously could tell it was a craft whiskey with the grain forwardness, but it was doing it well.
So it's funny, we do these videos, give you a little peek behind the curtain here. You know, one of the hardest things about this channel is coming up with titles and thumbnails.
Yeah.
And we're thinking this is Texas the whole time. It's Tennessee. My mind goes to like George Strait. All my exes live in Texas.
Oh, that's
why I live in Tennessee. That's like 90s country.
I don't know. I don't know much country.
That's like late 80s, early 90s country.
You can look it up.
That's, when I was around country a lot. I'm not a lot. I'm out on the new country, but the old country like that, I do appreciate that. That's where my head's at. You're probably seeing it in the title right now, But this is a fun sample to try at $58. I kind of almost want to buy a bottle.
And I feel like this is the kind of conversations we would have if we were to share it with people.
Yeah.
It'd be like,
100%.
This is fun. This isn't like, you would spark a lot of open conversation, good dialogue, I think. And that's why I would buy something like this for $50, $60.
100%. It's not the thing to buy if you really like legacy stuff and hate craft. If you want to try something that's a little different and pretty dang good at being different, then this is a great option. I have no clue what the distribution is like. If there's one thing we've learned doing this channel is that distribution varies wildly across the country.
Yeah.
And it may or may not be available where you're at, but it's worth checking out if it is.
Yeah.
Also, it's worth checking out the like button and the subscribe button if you like this style of content, because this is what we do over here all the time. So join in, hop on board, hit the bell if you want to join us for a live stream. That'll help you know when we're going live. And also down in the video description below is a link to our Patreon community. And everything we do that's not here on YouTube happens over on Patreon or through Patreon.
Everything I do,
I do it for you.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
You threw me off.
Okay.
You can't sing.
Is that Edwin McCain? Anyways, wait.
There's nowhere unless you're there. All the time.
Is this old country?
All the way, yeah.
This type of stuff happens on Patreon. Sometimes. Anyways, bonus content, barrel picks. You can get access to our Discord server over there, which is our home on the internet, our social home on the internet. People are sharing samples, helping each other find bottles, talking whiskey all dang day. I can't even keep up with it sometimes.
It's a lot.
All kinds of stuff going down. And there's a lot of stuff at stuffandwhiskey.com that you might want to check out as well, like merchandise, apparel, all kinds of stuff over there. I think that's it.
That's it. You covered it.
Hey, by the way, I said this tasted like Texas, and it's not Texas, but it does taste like a roaming man. That's a fact.
That's enough for today, guys. We're peacing out. Be good to each other. And until next time, cheers.
Cheers.